Ladies and gentlemen, hey, hi, how you doing? Welcome back to the channel. Thank you so much for stopping by. Warzone 2 has kind of been a roller coaster so far ever since it released, right? Obviously had a ton of hype going into it because it was the sequel to Warzone 1, the most popular Call of Duty mode ever. We all thought it was going to be significantly upgraded from Warzone 1, a lot of improvements here and there, and obviously in the eyes of a lot of players, that's not necessarily what happened, hence the roller coaster. Started off with a lot of hype, then that dwindled pretty quickly, got back to it with some seasonal updates, it falls off a bit. Now we're headed into Season 3, and honestly, things are still a bit rough, you know, when it comes to gameplay in general, when it comes to content, stability, the cheating situation, all sorts of stuff like that. Warzone 2 is far from perfect, and today I wanted to present a handful of ideas that could seriously help improve the overall quality of the game, the state of the game, and keep it feeling fresh and unique at the same time on a consistent basis. Sort of like a letter to the devs, if you will, but also a place where you guys actively could comment your thoughts and ideas down in the comments below. You never know who from Call of Duty or who from Activision, Raven, Infinity Ward, whoever else may be watching this, and hopefully we can have a positive impact on the game. That always is the end goal of any kind of videos like these. So first up, this I feel like would be especially important for the DMZ element of Warzone 2, but also even the ranked element of Modern Warfare 2 multiplayer, and that is a Reconnect option. This has been a request pretty much ever since day one. Honestly, this would work well in Warzone 2 as just core Battle Royale and Resurgence gameplay too. Completely overlooked that somehow, but a Reconnect option would be wildly beneficial. Obviously, between Modern Warfare 2 and DMZ and Warzone 2, stability has been a major problem since day one. Crashing, lagging out of lobbies, all sorts of issues like that. Now, to be fair, it is a bit better than it was on day one. You know, my game certainly runs a bit more consistently now than it did a couple months ago, where I was crashing like 5 out of 6 lobbies, or, you know, constantly back to back and losing all your inventory in DMZ, or losing a high kill game in Warzone 2, or now in ranked losing out on, you know, potential SR and causing teammates to go in a man down. It's rough. The stability in this game is far from perfect. Crashing is always going to be a problem. They're never going to completely solve it, right? But you know what could combat that, because you're never going to be able to perfect the crashing issues? That Reconnect option, being able to jump back into that lobby within like a certain time limit. Maybe it's like a 5-minute timer. If you crash out, you can jump back in, and, you know, match pending, obviously, if there's less than 5 minutes to go, that might just be one of those sucky situations that you got to live with. But having that option there would be a huge improvement to just the quality of life between all modes. So I'd really hope to see that eventually implemented, and that's not like a small request. This has been, like I said, something that players have wanted since day one, and I'm constantly seeing this brought up on, you know, various social media threads, in my comments. It's something a lot of people are hoping to see. Next up, and this is something I'm honestly quite hopeful for because we've already started to see it happen a bit recently, is more grind incentives, specifically when it comes to camos. Obviously, the weaponry is the core element of Call of Duty gameplay. That's what you're going to see on your screen, in your hands, from the start of a match to the end of it, whether you're playing multiplayer or Warzone or DMZ. The weapons are a huge component, but so are those camos. It gives your weapon a bit of that personality, if you would say. And camo challenges, quite frankly, have been a bit lackluster so far, but like I said, it started to improve here recently. Initially, we just had the basic polyatomic and Orion camo grinds, which for some players who aren't playing a ton, could take them a decent while. For those who do actively, you know, seek out these grinds, though, it's not the most difficult thing in the world. It's not the most time consuming. It's a grind, but it's hardly that difficult, right? So you get that done, and then you don't really have anything else to go for. I suppose you could go for the weapon mastery challenges, but what does that grant you? One whole weapon charm at the end of it, which is like, for thousands of kills with every single weapon, not worth it whatsoever in my opinion. But we just started to see some alternative camo challenges implemented into the game with the Path of Ronin event challenges, and I'm hoping that in the future we'll start to see that more and more, where we have these specific little mini updates, mini events that introduce some additional grinds, whether it's going for a specific blueprint or going for more unique event camos. Something like that could really benefit all modes again, whether you're a free-to-play player because Plunder will be coming, or if you're a paid player in multiplayer. It's a little bit of a grind for everyone that could keep things feeling fresh. Now, as we continue on throughout the various requests here and ideas to improve the game, quick reminder, if you guys are new here, every day I got you covered with all things going on in COD, whether it's for multiplayer, Warzone, DMZ, you name it, it's going to be right here. So feel free to hit that subscribe button to always stay up to date. And if you guys enjoy the video, if you guys are agreeing with some of these ideas that I'm presenting here, feel free to hit that like button. It really does help share the video around and get more eyes on it so we can potentially have that positive impact on the game. Anyway, moving on, this is less of a request, I guess, and more of a question. What the heck happened to the weapon vaults? This was a huge deal going into the launch of Modern Warfare 2. They were like promoting the weapon vaults like crazy. Hey, pre-order now and gain early access to the Modern Warfare 2 Cinder 141 weapon vault. You know, that was like a cool thing. Oh, finally, we can have these blueprints that we can change the attachments on and actually build a meta class setup, and it won't destroy the look of the gun. You know, you buy a really cool blueprint from the store. It's nice and flashy and it's cool looking. And then you go and build the meta setup and, oh, the grip has a little bit of the camo on it. The suppressor has some camo on it. The rest of it's all wood and weird looking, and now it's very ugly, and I don't want to use it anymore. Weapon vaults were supposed to be the solution to that. And, well, let me check my math here. We've seen carry the 1, cross the T, dot the I, something, something, something variable. Oh, that's right, 1. The Cinder Vault for the Vault Edition. That's it. We haven't seen any more weapon vaults. They made it seem like it was going to be something that was going to be consistent and continuous for various weapon platforms throughout the year. Like, we'd get an M4 one, we'd get a Lockman one, we'd get various other ones. Not been the case so far, so kind of curious as to what happened with those, because honestly, they were pretty cool. Then next up, you know, Vanguard, it got a lot of hate. It is what it is. Not a lot of players were super excited about a World War II era COD, and I get that. But something Vanguard does not get enough credit for was combat pacing. This was incredible. Being able to choose if you wanted to play 6v6 or 10v10 or 24 versus 24 potentially on some maps was awesome. I, for one, am a very chaotic player. I love the fast-paced gameplay. I love constantly being in gunfights. I don't care if that means the spawns suck or there's always someone behind you. I like not having to run around and hunt for kills in a multiplayer experience. And let's be real here. Some of the maps in Modern Warfare 2 multiplayer are very slow. They do not fit the standard 6v6 gameplay. The 10v10 playlist that we've had here and there, awesome. It gives you that more chaotic gameplay. But if we just straight up had combat pacing, it wouldn't have to rely on a playlist update to have that chaotic feel to it on some of those maps. And actually have like the appropriate player count for some of the larger maps that are 6v6, quote unquote, right? So combat pacing was awesome, and I feel like that could be a serious game changer when it comes to the feel of multiplayer here. I would really, really like to see that return. I don't know if that's something they do at this stage into the game, where obviously it's been out for some time, but I thought that was something that was super underrated from Vanguard that I wish all Call of Duty multiplayers would implement. And then finally here, more so focusing on, I guess, the Warzone side of things than anything else, is a little bit less AI. And by a little bit less, I mean, let's just get rid of the AI. It's a battle royale. I don't feel like the bots are super necessary. Now, yes, that would sort of make black sites and strongholds obsolete. They are cool elements of gameplay. I feel like we could just turn like that kind of thing into a different kind of contract, though, at the same time, and it would still work well. Obviously, DMZ needs to have the bots. That's the whole kind of premise of the mode, so I don't think it needs to change much there. But for battle royale specifically in Resurgence, bots just aren't really that impactful in gameplay. They're not bringing a positive experience in a lot of cases. I feel like most of the time they're just a nuisance, and it's not something you want to have in those specific situations when you're trying to be in a gunfight and bots are interrupting, or you're trying to rotate and bots are interrupting. I don't know if they're actually adding that much to Warzone gameplay. So all that being said, those are a few of the things that I would personally like to see updated, added in, or changed for gameplay here across MW2, Warzone 2, and DMZ. Feel free to let me know your thoughts on these ideas down in the comments below, but also be sure to add in your input as well. Some things that you guys want to see. Like I said earlier, you never know who from the dev team could be watching this video or reading the comments, so let's hope we can make some positive changes. Once again, though, thank you guys so much for tuning into the video. If you guys enjoyed it, let me know by dropping a like on it. And if you're new here, feel free to hit that subscribe button and turn on those post notifications. But until next time, take it easy, have an awesome rest of your day, and I'll catch you guys later. Peace out.